In this conversation, you will discover that David and his men were away at battle. Everybody say they were away. And while the men were away, the Amalekites knew where they were and they attacked. And this is why you must understand is that nobody knows where you are and what you're doing better than an enemy. They looking at your Instagram now. That's why you better stop posting where you actually are and you better post where you just left. David and the men, they're gone, Sarge. So he says, all right, we're going to go in and we're going to go attack them because the women, they're the weaker vessel. They don't have any weapons. They don't have any war experience. So the Bible says that they came into Ziklag, burned the city down to the ground, destroyed the crops, burned the houses down. And watch this, they didn't kill anybody. They took the wives and the sons with them. I'm about to help somebody. They didn't kill them, they took them because they knew that they had usage for where they were going. You better be careful about the things in your life you leave unguarded because somebody gonna come and take what you got and put it to use. Y'all better hear me. And you gonna be out here talking about, God, they left me. God gonna say, no, you left them unguarded. God, they broke my heart. No, you were too busy trying to hold a grudge to prove a point and was too mean to say, I'm sorry. And so you left it unguarded. And now somebody has what you wanted, but you didn't act like you wanted it when you had it. And now it's in somebody else's house. You talking about, they took it from me. It ain't yours if you won't guard it. Pastor Warner, they went to sleep free, woke up slaves. Look at how fast life can change. See, this is why you ain't got time to be around here holding grudges. Do you know that you're around here mad at somebody and you could get hit by somebody and be a paraplegic in 5 minutes and you sitting around here mad like you got all year to get over it? Cancer could be forming in your body at this moment and you're around here with your nose stuck up, mad at somebody about something that ain't worth a hill of beans. In fact, I'm gonna give you about 10 seconds to shout, who the Son sets free is free indeed. I need all of the free people in the room today to say, I'm not going to hell because I'm mad. I'm not about to be sick because I got an attitude. I've got coverage for this crisis. My sister called me the other day. She said, brother, I said, she texted me and my wife in a group text. She said, brother, sister, guess what? I said, what? She said, somebody stole my car from in front of my house. Now, number one, that's a violation of privacy. What do you think my response to her was? I didn't say, oh, I'm sorry for you. You know what I said? You got gap insurance? Because when you got insurance, you ain't got to worry about what the devil took. But you just can't have insurance. You got to have gap insurance. What am I saying? What you going to do in between what happened and what God's going to do? Slap somebody and say, I'm in the gap right now. I'm going to worship until my husband shows up. I'm going to worship until my wife shows up. I'm going to worship until the miracle arrives. I said, you got gap insurance? She said, yeah. I said, don't worry about it. Because eventually, if they can't find it, it's going to be a total loss. And now you're going to have a better car than the one that the enemy stole. Y'all ain't talking to me. What if I came to tell you sometimes God sends the devil to take so he can get you what he wants you to have? Somebody slap at your neighbor and say, I got some new stuff with my name on it. Guess what? If you can take it, it ain't mine. Matter of fact, if your car ain't paid for, it still belongs to the bank. Let them take it. They took the bank card. I texted her, I said, you still walking? She said, no, I got a rental car. Because you know the coverage covers that too. Oh, y'all ain't here with me. So God, he got a clause in there and say, you know what, while I'm working on this, I'm going to let you use that. You don't hear me. I'm going to pay your bills without a job. I'm going to give you peace that surpasseth all understanding. Slap your neighbor and say, I got coverage for my Christ. Burned the city to the ground, took the women and wives and the sons and the daughters. And when David and his men got back to Ziklag, they found their homes destroyed. Now, any men in here, you just imagine walking in your house where your family lays their head and knowing now, not only do I have to protect them from what actually happened, I have to protect them from what they may think will happen. The city's burnt down, the cattle are dead, the crops are gone, the women and the sons and daughters are gone. And the Bible says that the men cried out. A man will cry, but you gotta hurt him for him to cry out loud. A man will go in the closet and scream and then come out to you and tell you, oh, everything's good. A man will go in the backyard, take a baseball bat and beat his own garbage can and then come back in and say, oh, I'm good. But when a man lets you see him cry out loud, When he lays his head on your shoulder and scream and you see snot coming out of his nose, it means that he has run up on a problem that he cannot solve. This is only the caveat to what happens next. Because what happens next is the Bible says that the men have now decided to stone David to death. Now, here's the problem. Men, you're going to have to help me on this, because in 1 Samuel 18, the Bible says that when Saul presented David to the men, they were well pleased and accepted him. Now, one mistake later, everybody's gone. Let me tell you something about men and how we need to be protected. We just need to know, can you accept a mistake without making us feel vulnerable and bad? Because of all of the times we have opened the door, you're going to bring up the one time I forgot. I have brought you out of battle after battle after battle, and I messed up this time, and now you want to stone me to death? And let me just show you why men are struggling with this. Because in the Bible says that when the woman was caught in the act of adultery and she was about to be stoned to death, Jesus showed up and made them drop the rocks. Where is Jesus for the men? Unprotected. There was no climactic drama in the text that says anybody showed up and made anybody put the stones down. In David's account, women, y'all say better, y'all say amen more than that on Mother's Day. Why isn't Jesus bending down in the sand and writing in the dirt with his finger saying, he who is without sin cast the first stone? And why isn't David protected? Men, let me tell you what you're going to have to learn to do. You're going to have to learn to do what David did. The Bible says that David encouraged himself. Brother, look at me. You're going to have to learn to have your own relationship with God. And when I say give God praise, this room shouldn't just be filled with the screams of women. There ought to be some men in here that ought to be able to roar like a lion and say, every time I turn around, God blessed me too. Do I have any men in this room that will set this house on fire because God has been good to you? David said, Lord, I got a question for you. He said, now this is every man. Can I put it in Ebonics? Should I get him? He said, Lord, straight up, dog, because I'm about to, man, bro. Like, God, should I get him? Now, watch this. Watch this. I'm about to help you. Before he asked God, should he go after his enemies, he said, where is the priest? Somebody go find Abiathar. Why? Because in his possession, he has something called the ephod. And the ephod was a garment of priestly robe and fine linen and stones that they would put on when they got in the presence of God and began to pray. Where are the praying men? I know we got men that know how to make money, but where are the men that'll say, Father, I stretch my hand to thee? Let me tell you something. You want a good woman? Don't take her to Steak 48. Take her to the altar. Let me tell you something. There is something sexy about a man that will grab his woman and his children and bring them down to the altar and say, if God don't help me, I can't hold my peace. You trying to lose weight, you better gain prayer. The Bible says he started to pray, and there is evidence that David has not prayed in 18 months. I guarantee you that there is a man in this house or a man watching me online right now that when you got back and found your city burned down, the first thing you stopped doing was praying. Male ego and pride made you even feel like you didn't need God. You became God in your own sight. How you gonna be the king and don't pray? How you gonna be the man of the house and ain't never had a prayer meeting? I'm talking to you. How you gonna be the man of the house and you don't lead prayer at the dinner table? How you gonna be the man at the house and put that fork down before we go to the Lord? He prayed first and then he encouraged himself, because there is something about the marriage between praise and prayer. And here's why the church has lost its power, is because we put all of the onus on the praise. But if I know my Bible, this shall be called of all nations the house of prayer. Now watch this. He says, Lord, what you want me to do with these fools? This is why I love God. God said, get them. You shall recover it all. David said, y'all can do what y'all want to do. I'm going to get my stuff. It's mine, and I'm going to get it. 600 men said, we're going with you. Look at this. What y'all doing now? You going to stone me or you going with me? Said, all right, 600 men go with him. They got to a brook, and 200 of the men said, David, this is as far as we can go, bro. Then the Lord gave me a revelation. How many of y'all have been trying to figure out how to get people out of your life without hurting their feelings? I'm about to tell you how. Who need my help right now? I'm about to give you $1 million worth of game for $9.99. Y'all better hear your boy. You don't have to exit or execute anybody out of your life. People will leave you when you decide to pursue something that doesn't mean anything to them. If you up your goals and pursue something they don't have the courage to pursue, you won't have to ask them to leave. They will leave you. How David know where to go get his stuff at? When an enemy took the stuff, they could have went east, west, north, or south. How did he know? God doesn't always send the answer from somebody you trust. And God uses the enemy's assistant to tell David how to go get his stuff. Because sometimes the information is going to come from somebody you don't want to hear from. And until you learn to do business with an enemy, you'll never get your destiny.